Hi, my name is Bryan Neider. I'm the CEO of Gatepath. Today is Friday, April 17th, and welcome to my weekly update. Today we're going to talk about several things, but before we get started, I just want to remind folks, be sure to go to gatepath.org, our website, and at the top of the landing page, you click on the banner, and it's going to take you to all sorts of links that are a great resource for families right now. So again, go to gatepath.org, click on the COVID-19 link, and it's going to take you to all sorts of resources that I know you're going to want to check out. Next up, I want to talk about some heroes. We have some incredible heroes throughout our entire organization, as well in the community that we serve. First up is a story about Sammy. So Sammy is an active 9-year-old receiving therapeutic services from our team. So watch this video about Sammy.
Yes, I love food.
Nice work, Sammy. That was awesome. You did such good reading. Great job.
I hope you found that as heartwarming as I did. And again, I want to commend our therapists. Within just 1 week, they went from one teletherapy pilot to having roughly half of our entire practice being delivered via remote services, which is incredible. Again, we have a great team of dedicated physical therapists, occupational therapists, and speech therapists. So what an amazing job they did of keeping that continuity service going during the shelter in place caused by COVID-19. I also want families to know that this is not going to be a replacement for clinic-based services. When the shelter in place is lifted and when we can go back safely to be providing clinic-based services, we're going to do that. Teletherapy is a great tool to have access to when we need it, but it can't replace that relationship that gets built from therapists, parents, and children working together and meeting face-to-face. So I just want you to know that. We're going to keep using this tool because it is important to have that continuity going while we're still sheltering in place, but know that when we can, we're going to go back to clinic-based services as well. Next up is a story coming from our adult programs. What's happened is a lot of folks that are living in group homes may not have access to smart devices, the internet, computers, being able to have a connection with a lot of their staff that are supporting them. What our team did is they put together a activity pack that they deliver each Friday to folks that, again, aren't able to access other services. So you're going to see a video from Jeanette when she gets her weekly packet of activities being dropped off. So please watch this video.
Thank you, about giving this gift. Bye.
Again, I want to thank the teams for doing a great job. You can see the kind of impact that has, and really happy for Jeanette being able to have that activity pack to keep her busy through the coming week until we have another opportunity to check in with her and make sure she's doing okay. In talking about staff, I also want to let you know how critical that our team is to everything that we do. And it may not be the first thing you think of, but remember, in the shelter-in-place order, so many of our teams are having to not only take care of their families, but also still making sure that we're reaching out and providing services to the community that we support. So when you get a chance, be sure to thank them. They're juggling two worlds, their own world of having to live in a shelter-in-place COVID-19 environment, and also making sure we're continuing to serve our mission. So again, thank our teams when you get a chance. They're doing an incredible job. With that in mind, our board took a vote this last week on the recommendation of our executive team. We are going to continue paying our staff all the way through the end of June. We didn't want our teams to be worried about their income, their paycheck during the shelter in place. We don't know when it's going to get lifted, and we didn't want that to be one more concern with all that we all have on our plate that we're juggling right now. So again, through your generosity and support and the support of our board and our executive team, I'm really proud of the work that our team is doing and making sure this is one less thing that they have to worry about during these uncertain times. So again, that's great news for our folks. We want to be up and running as quickly as we can whenever the shelter in place is lifted and whatever that new normal is going to look like. This was an important step in making that happen. Last item is I wanted to be able to answer questions that you might have. And so one of the questions I have here is what does the pandemic look like and when is the shelter in place going to be lifted? You know, I wish I knew the answer to that. I can tell you every day we're looking at what's happening out in the community, what's happening across the nation, and also what's happening internationally as the shelter-in-place orders are being lifted, and seeing how companies and countries are readjusting and going back. The likelihood of the May 3rd shelter-in-place being lifted, I think, is very low. I think the odds are that we will be extending that, if not to mid-month, maybe to the end of May, and maybe even longer than that. I want you to know that we are planning for the eventual lifting of the shelter-in-place. We started work on that last week. We're diving into it deeply, understanding how would we go back to operate programs in whatever environment that is going to be set up by local health officials. We have some plans in place. We're making sure we're ordering supplies to be ready to do that. So in the coming weeks, as we have more information, both from the state, from Governor Newsom, from our local health officials, we'll give you an update right away. We want to be ready to go as soon as that order is, and we're planning for that eventuality now. We're not going to do anything that puts the jeopardy of the safety of our staff or the folks that we serve or the kids in our schools or in therapy at risk. We'll make sure we do it safely and following the county and state guidelines. So I wanted you to know that. Lastly, again, our staff are so important. They're the heart and soul of everything we do. And I want to read a quote from one of our staff members after sent out the message about being able to make sure our staff is paid through June. So let me read this to you. Wow, I have to say that I am truly grateful from the bottom of my heart for such a hardworking, passionate, and dedicated company that truly cares for their employees and for the people that we all serve. There's no other company that I've ever worked for in my entire life that has this much love for their employees and for the participants we serve. I'm extremely proud to work for such an amazing company with an amazing mission. Go Gatepath. Thank you for that message, Emil. That means a lot. We're a mission-oriented organization. We're here to serve our community. At the cornerstone of that, of making that possible, are folks like Emil and our entire team. So again, I'm grateful for the work they're doing, grateful for the families that we serve, the adults that we serve in our community at large. We couldn't do this without doing it together. And again, we will get through this together. We are in this together, and we're here if you need us. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you again next week.